Welcome back to Tennis Manager, episode number 59. This has been the never ending end to the season. Tour finals have taken place. Nas mere points away from pulling off a tour victory, a tour championship. But he does secure us nearly three quarters of $1 million. Great sum. I had opted in to watch Uni's final, but her final against Laura Sampson, because it took place at the same time as Nos, I couldn't attend. I couldn't be in both places at once, and therefore it simulated it anyway. She lost 6-4, 6-3. So both of our players end up a single step short of being tour champions. Uni, with a significantly lower prize share, did not earn anywhere near as much, but at 115,000, oh gosh, that's got to put us somewhere around 35-40% now of the bonus covered in just a couple of months, 2-3 months. So she's done a really good job on that. We'll have a couple more years, full on years, and actually I'm curious. Yeah, we still have a full 3 years to go on that contract. So it was 3 years plus a couple of months, meaning Uni's not going anywhere for a long time. That bonus will easily get paid back over the course of next season, and then she'll continue to make us money, just not as much as before. Igna's picked up a couple levels in speed and balance. Tobin, really good, solid week there, forehand and consistency, tactical skills as well. Sella gets backhand consistency, return, and top spin, and then Stoyer gets speed and balance. We head into the World Cup week. Russia's made the World Cup finals, and Nos won his first match, but didn't play again, so I'm guessing that while he won, his compatriots did not, and they got knocked out of there. Uni, the only one who didn't accomplish all her goals, but she had bonus goals and accomplished half of the bonus goals, so ends up getting 1.2 million. Everybody else hits their goals for the year for a grand total of a lot of money, and we're sitting on 1.5 million right now, just before we have our board injection here at the end of the season. But speaking of end of season and cash, we have plenty to spend right now with only 2 business center upgrades still to go, and we can afford both of those right now. So let's go ahead and knock those out. They are going to take some time. One of them is going to be done in 9 days. We will have one left for the hotel, and then that's going to be it. The entire business center is all but one step from completion, and we can't do that step for 3 months. So when we do get our board injection here shortly, still sitting on 345K, we'll be able to turn around and invest that elsewhere. Final period report for the season, indoor season. Uni stays 4th in the rankings, picks up a very good haul of points, a really large Academy share in prize money. Feels like a lot more than I guess a lot of that was just before we signed the contract, right? Yeah, 5 tournaments, 11 wins in 16 matches, good solid 70% almost. Didn't win a single tournament, but just deep runs throughout. Good points. Nos jumps to 3rd in the rankings, wins 2 tournaments, 22 of 25, 88%, and $3.5 million. Igna continues to climb now into the top 150. She won 3 out of 4 tournaments, 95% win rate, just phenomenal. Longer period of time there. Tobin, 2 out of 4, 14 of 16, 87%. That is after just starting to pick it up at the end of the previous period and suddenly into the top 100. Sella, just outside of the top 100, did not move much, won 1 tournament, still had a good win ratio though. Looking back at our young team for the year, we do have a world-class player, a top 10 late bloomer again, and that's the only one. And I have no actual proper vacancy right now. We certainly don't have the staff to cover another late bloomer world-class player. This time we're going to let them go. But what about top player? That's top 30. Yeah, we're not going to take any this year. Now we're talking I've got a new analyst. The analyst we let go was a level 6. Pretty good. We've got a level 8 willing to talk to us. Patience is awfully low, so we're going to have to push that up. But this is great progress for us. That's probably going to do it. Hopefully it does it. Well, we couldn't find the same level of quality in the Scout, only a level 6. However, what they're replacing is a level 4. So it's still going to be a pretty solid upgrade. So sad, we found a level 9 trainer willing to sign with us, but she's going to retire at the end of the year. She's young-ish. Too bad. Well, our new trainer is only a slight upgrade on the one that we had before at a level 7, but at a 15, 16, it's a couple points better than the old trainer. We were on a level 6 trainer before, so it's still at least a slight upgrade. Having a player ranked so high is leading, and with good marketing value in NOS, is leading to a whole new thing. A monthly contract amount, big signature bonus, ranking bonuses, but bigger bonuses across the board. As for our new Adidas sponsorship for the outfits, we're looking at $2 million just for participating in a specific tournament over the course of the year, and like $4 million bonuses for reaching a final in a Grand Slam and winning one title. It doesn't have to be a Grand Slam, just got to be a major or any title, I think. So massive bonuses coming for NOS this season. Well, with our absence, it opened things up, and the U.S. got nothing this year. France, Czech Republic, Russia, Brazil for all the titles. NOS gets best progression, obviously, from well outside to top 3 in the world. Best under 21 is also NOS. Best clay win rate and indoor win rate both go to NOS. Uni gets best returner on 50% return rate. Top 10 in games 1 percentage for NOS. Uni also in the top 10 for clay. NOS was on hard surface. Igna, serve points 1 percentage, number 1. Also return points 1 percentage. It's amazing. Igna didn't necessarily do more for us. She won a lot of lower level tournaments. It's just she didn't have much success when we bumped her up, at least not for a while, right? She's still lagging behind talent wise. We just kept her at levels that kept her successful and happy throughout the season. Igna, number 1 on clay. Okay, all 3 staff members have agreed to their contracts, so we're going to get them signed on and in place here momentarily. And here comes our equipment suppliers for everybody else. Stoyer has nothing. NOS we've already signed, but we've got a good amount of contracts for everybody else. How's it looking for Uni? Uni's up to 3.5 on the marketing value as well, so we're looking at a lot of good offers. So both of them are going to end up with really large bonuses. Board contribution for the year, $636,000. Love that it grows with our growth. As the academy gets bigger, we get a bigger injection, and that's going to help pay for something right away. We're right back to $1.5 million with all the signing bonuses that we got for the new sponsorship contracts. Before I go spend that money, let's go ahead and set our targets for the year. Stoyer's success already sees her in the top 100. Of course, she had a good ranking at the end of the year, even though we shut her down. Her morale's rock bottom because she hasn't performed. And remember, she was the only one who didn't have 100% satisfaction. She had the near impossible German ranking. With all of those graduates into the senior rankings, suddenly she's number 2. But we shut her down while she was at about 13, needing to crack the top 10, and I didn't feel the need to do that. Well, it made her upset that I didn't get her into that top 10. Nationally speaking. So she wants to crack the top 50. Well, she's already 76, but I don't know if she's going to go up much more. That's all she needed, though. I'm happy with that. Let's also... no. Top 30? Yes. Okay, she's actually happy with that. No, you can't do that. Junior quarterfinal. Okay. National ranking top 5. I think we can actually pull that one off, as we're 5th now. Wants to be junior top 5 before the end of the year. That's asking a little bit much. Let's go for top 30. He's going to be... Oh, he's happy. Okay. You want to win the junior finals? No. You're going to force me to participate when you're not even... That one's going to hurt. Well, let's go for a quarterfinal. He's going to come out of that with decent morale, I guess. So that's all junior oriented. The others will be senior. Igna wants to crack top 300. We're already there. I'm happy for that. Win a title of a lower level. Easy enough. Her goals are going to be done in a couple of weeks. Okay, on to the two difficult ones. Let's start with uni. Maintain or top 5? Well, that's going to be a difficult ask either way. Let's go with top 5. That made her pretty upset. Round of 32. I think we can absolutely pull that one off. Quarterfinal of a higher. Let's push to a semifinal of a higher. That should bring her back up a bit. No, she wanted more. Okay, not great on those goals. It's not going to be easy. Top 5. Here's the difficult one, though we know that he's going up. Yeah, up to top 20. That made him really happy. There you go. Grand Slam round of 32. That's going to be easy. We'll also set a semifinal here. That's going to be easy. Okay, Nos is going to have an easy time with goals. Uni is going to have a tough time with goals. Igna's going to have a very easy time. Tobin, Sella look pretty okay. Stoyer's going to be a slight challenge. I think it's time for the last management structure upgrade in the Youth and Scouting Center to get those bonuses for youths and juniors. That's a 3% bonus. The monthly cost isn't bad. It's really just the upfront cost that's bad, but that, go ahead, that spent what we had. Get that out of the way. Into the new season, and we're already seeing gains. Uni, yeah, not much these days, but she's just trying to find form. Nos, though, gets top spin and stamina both up. Igna gets serve spin and top spin up. Training reports starting with Stoyer, serve power, backhand, timing all going up, if not more. Sella gets forehand up to a 9. Tobin gets backhand to an 11 and control to a 7. Igna gets her return to an 11, tactical skills to a 13. This is all preseason training, by the way. Nos timing is an 11. This week, Nos gets volley and underspin to 12s. Igna gets her forehand to a 12. Tobin makes solid gains. Backhand consistency, volley, and balance all going up. Sella brings up counter and underspin to healthier 7s, still pretty low. And Stoyer making big gains. Backhand consistency, drop shot, and control all going up. Rapid development here to start the season. Sella gets a +1 in agility. Tobin picks up serve spin, consistency, and stamina. Oh, no, stamina is 0.13 shy of level 14 there. Igna gets forehand consistency up. And as we've reached the new year, let's go ahead and check in with the growth of the team, particularly over the last calendar year. You can see satisfaction-wise, 4 of them already have at least one of their goals accomplished for the coming year. So there's a lot of happiness coming in, but you can see that we set sights low for some. Morale dropped. Stoyer, her main thing was just not doing any tournaments at the end of the year, where we focused on development instead. I have no idea why Uni is so upset. It's got to be the goals, but I didn't really downplay her goals. She's got really hard goals to accomplish, but she was pretty upset with the little bit I did say. I don't know why her form's dropped. She literally was playing in the tour finals and was not the favorite. She shouldn't have been upset from losing the tour final, but she seems to have found a way to tank anyway. And we'll begin with Uni, who, when she has a form bonus, her focus is maxed out. She has a 20 in one of her attributes. You can see the progression over the last year is actually she got worse as a player physically when she was injured. The injury cost her some. She's rebounded just a little bit of that, and then just that slow burn gain in technical average. So not much has changed about Uni of late, but it looks like her anticipation, her footwork, it could level up rather soon. Her timing could level up. Her counter, her backhand consistency, maybe her return would be the targets to work on over the course of this season to get her a little bit better, just because of how slow that progress is. Nos, though, does not have that problem. We haven't even reached our quality phase physically. Slowly got better. as we didn't focus on it much, but it's in that happy zone, that 14 to 16 range. Or his agility is about to go up to a 16. His anticipation is about to level up on the mental side. The mental side saw 2 significant jumps last year. They were the first 2 of his entire career. And meanwhile, the technical average, the one we are now focusing on, started above, ended below, but actually did see good gains throughout the year, and that was our primary focus. We went from below 11 and a quarter and ended up at about 12 and a half, 1.25 points over the course of the season. Could be better. Played a lot of tournaments, making progress, and obviously is on that verge of doing what we need. Igna, good technical boosts throughout the season and made gains in other areas. Also got her first healthy mental boost. Definitely not the level of Nos or Uni, but not far off. I mean, we're looking at only 2 technical attributes that are not yet in double digits now. Tobin definitely has a ways further to go, but made some good average physically this last year. Right on the verge, right on the edge of shifting over Igna. I think I've already largely shifted Igna. I think it was pretty balanced on Igna. You can see mental, though, got a lot of it because we were doing so well in tournaments last year that not only did we get the boost in the untrainables, but we got a big boost in the trainables because she was always tired. You win a tournament, you're tired. So we go train mental instead, and it ends up being her strongest. But the physicals are right on the edge of where we need them to be, and the technicals not that far behind. Igna was a little more balanced as we developed her coming up the ranks, and she's doing well. Tobin, well, the physicals are nearly there, and that's what we focused on last year, and we'll focus on a little bit longer. We will shift that focus pretty soon. The mental will come along, and the technical still a ways behind, but a number into the double digits now, and the others will come along soon enough. It'll get a focus. You can see the technical caught and passed the mentals over the past season. Sella, that's nearly happened for her as well. She's definitely way ahead physically. She's almost done. She really is almost done. The footwork's about to hit that level, and then natural fitness is the last one, and that's more competing in tournaments kind of thing. So, yeah, Sella, any week now, we are going to be shifting her over to getting those mentals and then technicals on the go. Stoyer, look at that. I don't think Nos did that. Maybe Nos did do that. But that's wild. This is when we shut it down at the end of the season. We shut it down. But look what came with it. Technical, mental, even that. They both progressed pretty well over that stretch when we just trained and trained and trained. Stoyer still has another year after this on her contract, so I really wouldn't have to focus that much on tournaments this year. I wouldn't need to force her into those 20. We certainly don't need the bonus. Maybe I don't have Stoyer compete much this year. She won't be happy with her goals, but oh boy, the training could be the returns could be phenomenal. We could have her done with her physical well before the end of this year, when everything's already into the double digits besides footwork, and the mental's already right there. And outside of top spin, 7s and 8s, not bad. There's 1-6. Well, we've now hit 10 years in the academy. Now, I have not leveled up from my level of 7 in 2-3 years. So really surprising that has not happened, that we haven't ticked up to yet another level. But I guess it is what it is on that part. And we are now on 7 major titles with 7 1K tournament victories, right? Nos 4 in a row this last year, which was crazy. We got 7 500 level tournament victories and just a single 250, which is funny. That is funny that we've broken that. But you can see where we've kind of stayed and lingered as you progress. 2nd tier women's and 60 level. Well, everybody's active in this first week of the season, and Nos is leaving behind the 6th and 7th tiers The minimum tournament we're going to play this season is a 250. As we're in the top 5. Like, we can't justify knocking him down, even though that's supposed to be where he's at competitively. For Uni, we put it at 500 and above, just more of an age thing. Nos, let's hope we can get a tournament win here at the 250 level. I'm not planning on doing more than a few here at the beginning of the season, and then sticking to that 500 above kind of calendar. Balanced match 4-0 against this player. We should be able to start the season with a win. 6-2, 6-3, we do. Every single member of the team is active this week. Igna has a first round exit. She's also playing at a higher level that she's never played at. Sella has a first round exit. And I've got a level 5 trainer. I guess he's our tactics. Yeah, it is. It's our tactics trainer. He will be retiring at the end of the year. So that's one we'll have to replace. Igna playing 80 level. Nos wins second round very comfortably. Continuing on. Uni also winning. Tobin and Stoyer out in the second round. Uni wins third round. I think she's playing at a 500 this week. Tough match on paper, but it's a win anyway. 6-1, 6-2. Uni losing in the quarterfinals of her... Oh, it's a 1K. So it was a 1K tournament to open the year. That's 9,000 to help on that bonus coverage. We're in a semifinal for Nos for this 250, 3v10. It's a 1v3 where the other two are unseeded. So the winner of this one would be the favorite to win the tournament. It's a 250 though. I'm not too worried about what happens here, other than I want to keep our form higher. And it's going to stay that way with 6-2, 6-4 victory as we head on to the final. Now, outside of the 1Ks, we have not won any larger tournaments like this. Those 6th, 7th tiers, we haven't won them yet. We've lost in finals, lost in semifinals. 3v53 should be a win. And as much as this is not a tiny tournament, it's not big enough any longer. Our focus is 100% squarely on like a 1K final or a slam this season. It's really quite simple. This should be a win. They've got a good forehand, backhand, but other than that, this is a weak player. It has no coverage. This should be a pretty comfortable win. Not that comfortable, but it is a win nonetheless. 6-4, 6-3, so Nos claims a 250 level tournament. And yes, it looks like he is poised for success for the year. 92,000, good little cash cow moment to open the season, and it looks like the couple 250 level tournaments that I've scheduled him for is probably all he's going to get. As we're now a top 10 player, we're gonna just have to suck it up and play those 500s and 1Ks and the slams and focus on the big titles. Sella and Stoyer are the only ones leveling up this week. Serve consistency for Stoyer. Sella gets anticipation and focus. Of course, everybody had tournaments this week, so without regular trading, that makes a lot of sense. We're only a week into the season, and we've already seen some successes here. That's helping with the satisfaction for the year, and we are definitely helping with the status of some of the athletes within the academy, but we've got a ways to go to get everybody happy and in form. We've taken care of them physically in preparation for the season. Uni not happy with our quarterfinal loss, dropping down. Stoyer had that first round exit, so that drops her down. Of course, I have not set my training for the week, but that's all going to be a bit of a process. Igna, I am sending her to qualifiers for the Australian Open, even though she's not yet playing at that level. But at 128 in the rankings, she's not far from it. So we're going to give her a shot to see if she can make it through the qualifiers as she's beginning her ascent into the higher level, kind of the level I started NOS at for the year, last year anyway. Soon, when we get morale taken care of and have some team members satisfied, we're going to have to start looking into contract renewals. I'm sure there's got to be at least a couple expiring. I think Tobin and Sella are going to need to sign new contracts soon, possibly amongst others. Igna, first round qualifying win. Second round qualifying win, comfortably. And Igna has qualified for the Australian Open, so that means we'll have 3 senior players at the Open level. Just a week later with standard training now, instead of that preseason mode where you're really overloaded, with the standard training, well, for one thing, everybody has their game plan where it needs to be, their primary game plan where it needs to be. Form is fairly good for everybody, and now morale is not great, but it's certainly improved as we head into that Australian Open. Uni not looking good form wise, but Noss is. Could he challenge? Could he be a threat in the opening slam of the year? Could it be done deal just like that? We'll find out soon enough. But everybody else is going to be at the same tournament. Junior, second tier, New Delhi. Everybody active. Big week ahead of us. However, I'm going to wait till next episode for that one. So that's going to do it for this episode. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.